According to the Oxford Dictionary, the word of the year in 2013 was selfie. In Greek mythology, we learn about Narcissus, that boy who fell in love with his own image as it was reflected back to him in a pool of water. He tumbled and fell into the pool and drowned, and a flower, the narcissus, grew in its place. And today, his name is lent to the psychological term narcissism. In 1923, the writer Martin Buber wrote that our narcissism often leads us to relate to others as objects instead of as equals. But what of the impact of self-absorption on our very selves? Do we see ourselves as objects now? And what of the cost to our own psyches if we see ourselves primarily as objects? Certainly, we lose our compassion for others as we lose our compassion for our own identities. Are we turning ourselves into commodities, into containers that are spiritually void? We Jews have a blessing that we're meant to say every morning the moment we open our eyes, and it goes like this: I offer thanks to you, living and eternal King, for you have mercifully restored my soul within me. Your faithfulness is great. There is something deeply telling in the original Hebrew this prayer is written in, which is unfortunately lost in the translation. And that is that Modeh Ani actually would translate to thanks I, rather than I give thanks. Rabbi Benjamin Blech explained what his father told him, that the message in this prayer is found in the medium. He says when we open our eyes in the morning, the very first word on our lips should not be I, and that gratitude must supersede the ego. As we overfocus on our stage self, we keep our faces perfect, but we neglect our souls. How do we turn our faces away from the camera and instead become the camera ourselves? Can we watch, wait, and wonder patiently and train ourselves to reframe and refocus on the beauty in others rather than worrying about our own? Can we stop with the selfies and start pointing the lens away from ourselves and to have a good eye for others? Can we capture our fellow in their perfect moment of grace? I believe that if we do, we will begin to reverse the trend towards the growing narcissism of our culture and transform it instead into one of compassion.